So the flights, I actually ended up changing them in and out of Seattle because it was a lot cheaper to do that. So I now have nonstop flights from JetBlue in and out of Seattle, which caused me to have to change all my days around. So day 1 is Seattle to North Cascades. I'm going to drive to North Cascades, which is about 3 hours, and we're going to hike Cascade Pass, which is the top left picture. Then we're going to go to Ladder Creek Falls, which is the right picture, and then go to Sterling Monroe Trail, which is the bottom left picture. Sterling Monroe Trail is about 300 feet. I think it's just an overlook. And Ladder Creek Falls is about 0.4 miles. Okay, so day 2 is North Cascades. It's Thursday, July 16th, and I want to drive to Maple Pass Loop, which is about 30 minutes, hike Maple Pass Loop, which is about 8 miles, and it is the top picture. And then I want to go to Washington Pass Overlook, which is the bottom picture, and that is about a quarter of a mile, and then drive to Rainy Lake and do that hike, which is about 2 miles, but I think that might be too much, so I don't think we're going to do that. And then we're going to go back to Diablo Lake over view. So day 3 is North Cascades to Olympic Park. We're going to leave North Cascades but stop at Thunder Knob Trail, which is about 3.6 miles, and it is a family-friendly hike. It is the top picture, and then we're going to drive about 6 hours to Olympic National Park, which requires ferries to get to, and then we're going to stay at Port Angeles for the night, which is that bottom picture. Okay, so day 4 in Olympic National Park is drive to Hurricane Hill, which is an hour, and it's also a 3.1 mile hike. Once we get there, it's the top left picture. Then we're going to go to Maramere Falls Trail, which is 1.7 miles, and it's the top right picture. We're going to stop at Lake Crescent, and there's a hike off of that, and it's the bottom left picture. And then we're going to go to Beaver Falls, which is the bottom right picture. Okay, so day 5 at Olympic National Park, I want to go to Rialto Beach, which is 30 minutes from Forks, and it is the top right picture. Then I want to go to Solduck Valley, which is a 1 mile, and then go to Solduck Falls, which is 1 mile, and it's the bottom right picture. And then I want to go to Ruby Beach, which is a 1.4 mile hike, and it's the bottom left picture. Then I want to drive to Howe Rainforest Hall of Moss, which is 45 minutes from there, and then hike 1.1 miles of it, and it is the top left picture. And then after that, I want to drive to Portland, which is 4 hours from the Howe Rainforest Hall of Moss. Okay, so day 6 is Portland to Cannon Beach. I want us to go to Voodoo Donuts first, which is pretty well known in Portland. And then I want to go to Cannon Beach, which is an hour and a half away from Portland. I want to go to Haystack Rock, which is the top picture, and go to Ice Fire Glassworks and the Tillamook Rock Lighthouse, which is the bottom right picture. And then I want to go to Tillamook, which is 1 hour from Cannon Beach, and then go to the Cape Mears Scenic Viewpoint / Cape Mears Lighthouse, which is the bottom left picture, and then drive back to Portland, which is an hour and a half away. Okay, so day 7 is Portland to Mount Hood. I want to drive to Columbia River Gorge, which is 30 minutes away from Portland, and I want to stop at Multnomah Falls, which is the bottom right picture. It's 2.2 miles, and I want to go to Coachella Falls, which is the top left picture, which is 2 miles. I want to go to Lost Lake, which is an hour and a 20-minute drive from the falls, and it ranges from a half mile to 3.2 miles. And it's the top right picture, and then I want to drive to Trillium Lake, which is an hour and a half from Lost Lake, then hike Trillium Lake, which is the bottom right picture, and then I want to drive back to Portland, which is an hour and a half drive. Day 9 is Portland to Mount Rainier. Leaving Portland, I want to stop at a food truck spot, I don't know which one yet, and then visit the Japanese Garden, which is the top right picture. Then I want to go to the Witch's Castle, which is the bottom right picture, and the Shanghai Tunnels I also have, but I don't think I want to do that. And then I also want to drive to Mount Rainier, which is 3 hours, hike Notches Peak Loop Trail, which is 3.4 miles, and it's the picture on the left, and then drive to Paradise, which is an hour and a half from Notches Peak Loop. So day 10 is Mount Rainier, And first I want to drive to Pinnacle Peak Saddle Trail, which is 10 minutes from Paradise, and then hike Pinnacle Peak Saddle Trail, which is 2.4 miles, and it is the top right picture. And then I want to go to the Skyline Trail, which is 5.9 miles round trip, and it is the bottom left picture. And then after that, I want to drive to Seattle, which is 2.5 hours. So day 11 is the last day, and first we're going to go to Pike Place Market, which opens at 9 a.m., and it is the top right picture. Then we're going to go to the Seattle Gum Wall, Seattle Great Wheel, which is the top left picture, Pioneer Square, which is the middle right picture, and then we're going to go to the Space Needle, which is the bottom left picture, and then you're going to go to T-Mobile Park and CenturyLink Field, which is the bottom right picture, and then we'll fly out and do a red-eye home.